This is the famous quarry, which is just about less than a kilometre from the main Baalbek site.
There are places on this planet that were lost to time, hidden beneath waves, buried in deserts, or tucked away in remote landscapes.
This is a giant Congress Hall built on top of a mountain to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the founding of Bulgarian communism.
From ancient cities swallowed by the sea to massive ruins discovered in unexpected locations. These are the shocking things people found in the middle of nowhere.
These spherical balls that we see on the beach have somehow been created by nature.
We're now at 6,977, and we are nearing the summit. You can actually see it just above me. And you may notice it looks a little more unusual than kind of all of the stones in the surrounding area. And that would be because that is a man-made summit.
These amazing things can be found on Mount Nemrut in Turkey, where massive stone heads sit among ancient ruins. These weathered statues, standing up to 10 feet tall, were built in the 1st century BC to honor gods and kings. Historians believe they mark the tomb of King Antioch, but the true purpose behind their creation remains unclear. Time and erosion have cracked and toppled many of them, yet they still hold an eerie presence, staring out over the mountain as if guarding its secrets. The site itself, remote and mysterious, adds to the feeling that these ancient figures still have stories left to tell. Sunken Stone Mystery.
Could it be part of some ancient underwater structures or ballast stones from a shipwreck? Thousands of miles from here, off the coast of Japan, some believe they have found evidence of another lost kingdom.
Off the coast of Yonaguni, Japan, a massive stone structure rests beneath the waves, stirring debate among researchers. Some say it's the remains of an ancient civilization, possibly predating recorded history. Others argue it's a natural rock formation shaped by ocean currents. But its sharp angles, stepped terraces, and precise edges make that hard to believe. First discovered in the 1980s, this underwater site remains one of the most puzzling finds in modern archaeology. Whether it was once part of a lost city or just an unusual geological wonder, its origins continue to spark curiosity and debate.
It seems to be that whatever this structure is, somebody built it there and sea levels rose enough that it got submerged.
Desert's Lost Town. Once a booming diamond mining town in Namibia, Kolmanskop now sits abandoned, slowly disappearing under the desert sand. In the early 1900s, it was a place of luxury, with grand homes, a casino, and even a theater. But when the diamonds ran out, people left, and the desert took over. Today, sand-filled houses create an eerie scene, with dunes spilling through doorways and burying furniture. The silence here is unsettling, broken only by the wind shifting the grains. Walking through these buried rooms feels like stepping into the past, one that nature is slowly erasing. Frozen in time. Body, California isn't just any abandoned town. It's a perfectly preserved ghost of the gold rush era. Once a thriving mining settlement, it was left to the elements in the early 1900s. But instead of crumbling away, Bodie remains almost untouched, as if the people just walked out one day and never came back. Houses still have furniture, stores still have goods on the shelves, and rusty mining tools sit where they were last used. Walk through its empty streets, and it feels like time never really stopped, just paused. Whether it's the wind or something else, many visitors say Bodie doesn't feel empty at all. Sunken Ghost Town. Once a thriving resort town, Villa Epicuén in Argentina met an unexpected fate in the 1980s when a dam broke, flooding everything in sight. For years, the town sat underwater, completely submerged, as if it had never existed. But in the late 2000s, the waters began to retreat, revealing a haunting landscape of ruins. Crumbling buildings, broken streets, and rusted-out cars now stand as eerie reminders of what was once a lively destination. Walking through Villa Epicuén today feels surreal, like stepping into a lost world where time stopped the moment the flood took over. Petra's Hidden Legacy.
Petra was a large city of 30 to 50,000 people that was thriving between about 500 BC and about 500 AD.
In the deserts of Jordan, the ancient city of Petra stands as a breathtaking masterpiece of human ingenuity. Built by the Nabateans between the 4th century BCE and the 2nd century CE, this once thriving trade hub connected the Mediterranean to Arabia. The most famous landmark, Al-Khazna, known as the Treasury, is carved directly into towering rose-colored cliffs, leaving visitors in awe. The Nabateans were expert traders and engineers, developing an advanced water system with dams and cisterns to survive in the harsh desert. But after the Roman Empire took control in the 2nd century CE, their civilization slowly faded. Yet Petra remains, drawing travelers and historians to uncover its secrets.
It's not an appropriate location for a city. There is not even drinking water down there.
Syria's forgotten ruins. Scattered across northwest Syria, there are over 700 abandoned settlements dating back to the 1st to 7th centuries. These ancient towns once thrived with bustling markets and grand stone buildings. But today, only silent ruins remain. Crumbling houses, faded churches, and empty theaters stand as reminders of a lost era. Historians believe changing trade routes and shifts in climate led to their decline. Despite being long abandoned, the well-preserved structures offer a rare glimpse into Roman and Byzantine life, making them one of the most fascinating archaeological sites in the region. Lost Pyramid Mystery. Just outside Cairo, the Pyramid of Zawayet el-Aryan stands unfinished and buried beneath the sands. Dating back to the 3rd millennium BC, only its massive base remains, leaving historians puzzled about its purpose. Unlike other pyramids, there are no inscriptions or carvings to hint at who built it or why construction stopped. Some believe it was meant to be a pharaoh's tomb, but without clear evidence. Its true story remains a mystery. The site is rarely explored, adding to its intrigue. With so many questions left unanswered, this forgotten structure continues to spark curiosity and debate. Buzluja Monument.
First of all, what's the name of this monument?
Buzluja.
Buzluja.
High in the Bulgarian mountains sits something that looks completely out of place, the Buzluja Monument. Built in the 1970s to honor the Bulgarian Communist Party,
they built it to celebrate 100 years of Socialist Party in Bulgaria.
This massive concrete structure was designed to impress. Its round, saucer-like shape makes it stand out. And inside, once glorious mosaics and murals celebrated communist ideals. But after the fall of communism, the monument was left to decay. Today, it's covered in graffiti, with broken windows and crumbling walls, giving it an eerie but fascinating look. Despite its abandoned state, Buzluja has become a magnet for urban explorers and history buffs. Standing there, surrounded by fog and silence, it's hard not to wonder about the speeches, meetings, and events that once filled this strange, forgotten place.
This is a giant Congress Hall built on top of a mountain to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the founding of Bulgarian communism.
Massive stone mystery.
We're here at Baalbek. This is the famous quarry, which is just about less than a kilometer from the main Baalbek site.
Hidden in the mountains of Lebanon, Baalbek is home to some of the largest stone blocks ever carved by human hands. These massive stones, some weighing over 800 tons, were cut with incredible precision and stacked with a level of engineering that still baffles experts today. Moving such gigantic pieces without modern machinery seems nearly impossible, leading to endless speculation about how it was done. Some think ancient builders had advanced techniques we've yet to understand. The scale and craftsmanship of Baalbek make it one of the most mind-blowing ancient sites ever discovered, leaving historians and archaeologists searching for answers even after centuries of study.
This block and another two are actually far older than the Roman period.
Desert Hand. In the middle of Chile's Atacama Desert, a giant stone hand reaches toward the sky. Known as the Hand of the Desert, this 36-foot sculpture was created in 1992 by artist Mario Irarrázaval. It symbolizes human vulnerability against the vastness of nature. The smooth, weathered fingers stand in stark contrast to the harsh, dry landscape, making it a striking and unexpected sight. Isolated and miles away from any city, the hand has become a landmark, drawing travelers who stumble upon it in the middle of nowhere. Despite the relentless desert winds and sand, it still stands strong, silently blending art and wilderness in one of the driest places on Earth. Mysterious Guidestones.
These standing stones are enormous and made of solid granite. When you're near them, they are genuinely impressive and imposing, the sort of thing that makes you wonder how ancient people ever managed to raise them up and to place them so precisely.
The Georgia Guidestones have puzzled visitors since they were discovered in 1980. These massive granite slabs are engraved with 10 rules for humanity, written in 8 languages. The monument's true purpose remains unknown, as it was commissioned by a mysterious figure using the name R.C. Christian. The inscriptions mention topics like global unity and environmental care, but their meaning has sparked endless debate. Adding to the mystery, the structure is precisely aligned with celestial events. While some see it as a message for future generations, others believe there's something more behind its creation, making it one of America's most intriguing modern monuments. Ancient stone circles. Across the landscapes of Senegal and Gambia, thousands of massive stone circles stand as silent reminders of an ancient civilization. Dating back to the Iron Age, these formations aren't just random piles of rocks. They're carefully arranged with impressive precision. Some are simple rings, while others stretch over 100 meters wide, hinting at a society with advanced knowledge of construction and possibly even astronomy. No one knows their exact purpose, but their sheer scale suggests they played an important role in the past. Whether for rituals, burials, or something else entirely, these mysterious circles continue to fascinate historians and visitors alike. Vanishing Waterfall. There's a waterfall in Minnesota that plays a trick no one can explain. It's called Devil's Kettle, and half of its water flows normally into a river, while the other half disappears into a deep hole in the rock, never to be seen again. Scientists have tried everything to figure out where it goes, from dye tests to dropping objects in, but nothing ever turns up downstream. The mystery has puzzled experts for years, and the eerie feeling of watching water vanish without a trace only adds to its strange reputation. Whether it's a hidden cave system or something we haven't discovered yet, Devil's Kettle remains one of nature's weirdest tricks. Lost City Dwarka. Off the coast of Gujarat, India, the sunken city of Dwarka has fascinated explorers and historians for years. Believed to be the ancient kingdom of Lord Krishna, this underwater site was first discovered in the early 2000s. Divers found massive stone structures, walls, and artifacts hinting at a highly developed civilization. Some discoveries have been dated to over 9,000 years old, making them older than many known ancient cities. While its exact origins remain debated, Dwarka's ruins blur the line between history and mythology, offering a glimpse into a past that might be far older than we ever imagined. Massive hidden caves. Deep in China's Zhejiang province, the Longyu Caves stretch across a staggering 30,000 square meters, yet no one knows exactly why they were built. These massive underground chambers and tunnels weren't formed naturally. They were carved by hand, with incredible precision. Despite their scale, there's barely any historical record of them. Some researchers think they could have been tombs or ceremonial sites, but no artifacts or writings have been found to confirm it. The smooth walls and grand structures make it clear that whoever built them had advanced skills, but the reason behind their construction remains a complete mystery. Lost City of Cahokia. Near present-day Collinsville, Illinois, lies Cahokia, one of the most advanced pre-Columbian cities in North America. From 600 to 1400 CE, it thrived with a massive population and impressive urban planning. The most striking feature is Monk's Mound, a towering earth structure nearly 100 feet high, showcasing the engineering skills of Mississippian culture. The city had ceremonial plazas, residential zones, and complex roadways, all carefully designed. But around the 14th century, Cahokia's population mysteriously declined. Researchers believe climate change, resource depletion, or social unrest could have played a role. Aerial images reveal the sheer scale of this lost civilization, leaving behind more questions than answers. Ancient Desert R. Stretching across 50 miles of Peru's dry desert, the Nazca Lines are massive geoglyphs etched into the earth over 2,000 years ago. Created by the Nazca civilization, these giant figures include animals, plants, and geometric patterns, with some of the most famous being a hummingbird, a monkey, and a spider. What makes them even more fascinating is that they can only be fully seen from above. Their exact purpose is still unknown, but some believe they were used for astronomical or ritualistic reasons. Thanks to the region's extreme dryness, the lines have remained almost untouched for centuries, preserving an ancient culture's incredible artistry on a breathtaking scale. Mysterious Siberian Crater. Hidden deep in Siberia's vast forests, the Potomsky Crater is a strange geological formation that has puzzled scientists since its discovery in 1949. Standing 160 feet tall and stretching over 500 feet wide, this massive mound of limestone and clay looks completely out of place. Some believe it was caused by a meteorite impact, while others think it could be the result of volcanic activity, or even something more unusual. Locals have long avoided the site, calling it Fire Eagle's Nest, and associating it with eerie legends. Adding to the mystery, scientists have detected unusual magnetic readings in the area, but no one has figured out exactly how or why this crater was formed. Giant beach spheres.
These spherical balls that we see on the beach have somehow been created by nature. And a lot of people think they must be man-made, but it's not true. They have actually formed naturally.
Along the shores of Koikohe Beach in New Zealand, massive, perfectly round boulders sit scattered in the sand. These Moaraki boulders, some reaching 6 feet wide, took millions of years to form as minerals slowly hardened around organic material. Their smooth surfaces and odd placement make them look almost unnatural. According to Maori legend, they're remnants of an ancient canoe wreck, with the boulders representing food baskets turned to stone. At low tide, visitors can walk right up to them, marveling at their size and symmetry. Whether viewed as a natural wonder or a piece of mythology, these massive stones remain one of the most fascinating sights on New Zealand's coastline. Giant steel chair. In the small town of Anniston, Alabama, there's a chair that's impossible to miss because it's over 30 feet tall. Known as the world's largest chair, this steel giant has been standing since 1981, drawing visitors who can't resist snapping a photo with it. Sitting right in the middle of a shopping complex, it looks completely out of place, yet somehow belongs. While it's a fun roadside attraction, it's also become a symbol of the town itself. Whether people stop by out of curiosity or just to say they've seen it, this towering chair isn't something you forget easily. Bubble-shaped homes. In the Dutch countryside, a row of strange, bubble-like houses catches everyone's attention. These are the Bolwaningen houses, an experimental project designed by architect Dries Krijkamp in the 1980s. Made to be compact and eco-friendly, each sphere-shaped home has round windows and a cozy living space inside. At first, people doubted the idea, but over time, these futuristic homes became an architectural landmark. Their unique design blends creativity with function, proving that home building doesn't have to follow the usual rules. Today, visitors come from all over to see this one-of-a-kind neighborhood that still looks ahead of its time. Sahara's Giant Eye. Deep in the deserts of Mauritania, a massive circular formation stretches nearly 30 miles across, visible only from space. Known as the Eye of the Sahara, or the Richat structure, it looks like a giant target etched into the earth. Its perfect rings of rock have puzzled scientists for years. Some believe it was formed by a meteor impact, while others argue it's the result of natural erosion over millions of years. Despite all the theories, its precise origins remain uncertain. The sheer scale and symmetry of the eye make it one of the most fascinating geological formations on the planet, capturing the attention of researchers and travelers alike. Sealed in darkness. Hidden beneath Romania, Movile Cave has been cut off from the outside world for millions of years. That isolation has created one of the strangest and most risky places on Earth. The air inside is nothing like what we breathe. It's packed with carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and barely enough oxygen to survive. Despite these harsh conditions, life thrives here in ways that seem almost impossible. When researchers finally entered in 1996, they found 48 species, including spiders, leeches, and pseudoscorpions, 33 of which exist nowhere else on Earth. But the real mystery? These creatures survive without sunlight. Instead of plants, their entire food chain is built on chemosynthetic bacteria, tiny organisms that create energy without photosynthesis, making this cave a completely alien world beneath our feet. Ancient wall art.
We are in the auction room, the most spectacular room of Lascaux.
Tucked away in southwestern France, Lascaux Cave holds one of history's most incredible discoveries. Stunning cave paintings dating back around 15,000 years. These ancient artworks capture the daily life and spiritual world of early humans, with images of animals, hunting scenes, and even handprints left behind by the artists themselves. The level of detail is astonishing, showing skill and creativity that seem far ahead of their time. Despite being uncovered decades ago, researchers are still studying these paintings, trying to understand their deeper meaning. Whether they were storytelling, teaching, or part of ancient rituals, one thing is clear. These artworks are a window into a world long gone, but never forgotten.
It's a sacred place. We don't live in a church. They never lived in the caves. And it's a huge composition. It's a calculated composition.
Frozen in time. Oradour-sur-Glane is a place where time never moved forward. In 1944, during World War II, tragedy struck, and the village was left exactly as it was on that day. Buildings, rusted-out cars, and even personal belongings remain untouched, frozen in a moment of history. Unlike other towns that were rebuilt, this one was left as a memorial, a silent witness to the past. Walking through its empty streets, you can feel the weight of history all around you. It's an unsettling yet powerful reminder of what once was, standing still under the open sky, forever marked by a moment the world won't forget. Haunted Doll Forest. Deep in the woods of Cannock Chase, dolls hang from trees, their faded faces watching in silence. The story goes that a man started placing them there to honor children who passed away in a nearby hospital during World War II. Over time, more dolls appeared, their worn bodies swaying with the wind, creating an unsettling sight. Some say it's a tribute, others believe it's something far stranger. Whatever the reason, the eerie display has turned this quiet forest into a place of legend, drawing in those brave enough to see the dolls for themselves. Web-covered trees.
Well, have you seen the pockets of tree webs around town? Many of you have. What exactly are those?
These trees aren't home to giant spiders. This is the work of tent caterpillars. These little creatures spin massive silk webs that stretch across branches, creating a ghostly sight. The webs serve as their shelter, keeping them safe from bad weather and predators while they rest. At night, they crawl out to feed, leaving behind tiny hairs that release pheromones to help them navigate. While the webs might look eerie, they're just part of the caterpillar's way of surviving and claiming their space. Over time, the trees shake off the webs, but for a while, they look like something completely otherworldly.
As they start to grow and start to forage, the tent will become larger and larger and larger, which is one of the hallmarks of the eastern tent caterpillar.
Lady of Forest. While exploring a dense forest, a man stumbled upon something unsettling. From afar, it was just a massive tree, but as he got closer, he noticed a human-like figure embedded in its bark. It resembled a hunched woman with flowing hair, as if she had become one with the tree. Shocked, he took photos and shared them online, sparking a frenzy. Some believed it was an eerie trick of nature, while others thought it was something more mysterious. Whether it was a natural formation or something beyond explanation, the sight left people uneasy. The tree still stands, holding on to its strange secret. Ancient ivory figurine.
The discovery of the female figurine from Hohlefels is really revolutionary in the field. It's the earliest find of this kind that we have anywhere.
Carved from mammoth ivory, the Venus of Hohlfels is one of the oldest known human figurines, dating back nearly 40,000 years. Discovered in Germany's Swabian Jura, this small sculpture represents a female figure and offers a rare glimpse into early human creativity. Alongside it, archaeologists also found a bird-shaped carving, both crafted with impressive detail despite the simple tools of the time. The figurine's exaggerated features suggest it held symbolic or spiritual significance. Its discovery adds another piece to the puzzle of our ancestors' artistic expression, showing just how advanced they were in shaping their world through art.
The head is conspicuously missing. The breasts are large, forward projecting.
Lost Minoan civilization. On the island of Crete, the Minoan civilization thrived between 3000 and 1450 BCE, leaving behind incredible architecture and vibrant artwork. Excavations at Knossos revealed massive palaces with multi-story buildings and even advanced plumbing, impressive achievements for their time. Their art depicted nature, sports, and rituals, showing a society deeply in tune with its surroundings. But despite their brilliance, something caused their sudden downfall around 1450 BCE, a powerful disaster, an invasion, or something entirely unexpected. Historians can only guess. What makes it even stranger is the lack of clear records, despite their history of documentation. A civilization that rose to greatness, only to disappear, leaving behind more mysteries than answers. Mysterious Incan City. Hidden high in the Andes Mountains of Peru, Machu Picchu stands as a breathtaking reminder of the Incan civilization. Rediscovered in 1911 by Hiram Bingham, this lost city has amazed historians and explorers ever since. The precision of its stone construction is incredible. Massive walls fitted together without mortar, standing strong for centuries. But its true purpose remains a mystery. Some believe it was a royal retreat, while others argue it had religious significance. There's also evidence suggesting it functioned as a strategic military outpost. With so many possibilities, Machu Picchu continues to leave experts puzzled, making it one of the most fascinating ancient sites in the world. Masters of Mediterranean Sea.
In ancient Israel, we see that a new religion has found its way into the hearts of the Israelite people. This religion, the worship of Baal, originates from the land of Phoenicia, now known as Lebanon.
The Phoenicians, a seafaring civilization that thrived between 1500 and 300 BCE, ruled Mediterranean trade with unmatched skill. Excavations of ancient cities like Tyre and Sidon have revealed a society built around maritime expertise, with ports and trading posts stretching from Lebanon to Egypt, Greece, and North Africa. Their mastery of shipbuilding and navigation allowed them to spread valuable goods like purple dye, glass, and cedar wood across vast distances. But their biggest contribution? The Phoenician alphabet, which later influenced modern writing systems. Despite surviving for centuries among rising empires, they were eventually absorbed by Rome. Yet, their innovations in trade, craftsmanship, and language continue to shape history, making their legacy impossible to ignore. First Great Civilization. The Sumerians, who emerged in Mesopotamia around 4500 BCE, are considered the world's first civilization. Ruins of cities like Ur and Uruk show their advanced urban planning, towering ziggurats, and early writing system, cuneiform. These clay tablets reveal details about their language, culture, and everyday life. The Sumerians invented writing, the wheel, and a complex mathematical system, shaping the foundation of future societies. They had organized governments, intricate religious beliefs, and elaborate burial customs, with each city-state devoted to its own deity. Despite their innovations, their civilization declined around 2000 BCE for reasons still debated by historians. Yet, their influence on language, law, and science remains one of the most significant legacies in human history. The subscriber's pick. If you were to take a dive into Egypt's coast, you will find the sunken city of Thonis Herakleion, once a thriving port, before vanishing beneath the sea over 1,000 years ago. Divers exploring its ruins have uncovered massive statues, ancient inscriptions, and remnants of grand temples, all preserved in the seabed. This lost city was a gateway to Egypt, bustling with traders, priests, and warriors. Archaeologists believe earthquakes and rising waters slowly pulled it under, leaving behind an underwater time capsule. Footage from the depths reveals giant stone structures and everyday objects, frozen in time. Each new discovery sheds light on a civilization that once controlled vital trade routes, now hidden beneath the waves, waiting to tell its story.